Good morning. Something's missing, guys. What's missing in this picture? Where's Waldo? Oh my goodness, it's my hat. I'm sorry. I totally forgot to put my weather hat on because this is how I get the magic for my weather updates. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Wednesday morning. Hope you all had a good night's rest and slept like babies. We're gonna take a look at Jamstec, see if it has come out with its winter outlook yet. So let's take a look at that. Crossed fingers, come on. Yes, we got it, guys. Yes. Okay. So we're gonna take a look at winter. That's good. We got the Jamstick out. I thought we were gonna not see it. Okay. So here's the latest forecast. Latest, not this is evolved from our previous run. It has a Mordecai El Nino, like it's been showing, not much difference there. Drum roll for your own mind's sake. We're going to look at our air temperatures now at the surface. Let's take a look. Ooh, this is glorious. So, okay, let me just take this apart, break it down piece by piece, analyze it. So, what we have here, we have a negative EPO, which means we have a ridge in Alaska. Ridge is high pressure and warm air. So again, you need warm air in the northern latitudes to get cold air south. That's just the way it works, okay? So we have our negative EPO in Alaska. What that does is it shoots down perpendicularly, if that's the right word I want to use, or at a slant, I should say. Cold air directly from Alaska. This is your Alaskan source of Arctic air, not your pure Arctic or Canadian even source of Arctic air. So again, this Alaskan ridge will shoot down cold air into the USA. To be frank and honest with you all, this looks like an even more stronger signal of cold air than our previous run. And I'm not just going to say that. Let's test it out. Let's look at our July run. So keep your eyes fixed on this. We'll take a look at July. Yeah, it definitely looks more distinct, more organized. So models are definitely continuing through this Jamstec latest run to catch on to a cold winter. So who's to say we're going to get a warm winter if all the models are for a cold winter? I don't know. I'm not going to be the first to say that. All right. So again, December, January, and February surface temperatures forecasted for this winter off the Jamstec model, the latest August run. It has cold throughout a widely extensive area in the east. Mainly. So you go Texas, you go Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, just making the circle. And then everything in between is in game. Then we go to Washington, D.C., the Carolinas, northern Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, and then the Gulf states, and everything in between there. So Tennessee, looking like a cold winter. But this is the most important piece we're going to look at is our precip, because what if we got no precip this winter with all this cold air? It would be a waste. Let's take a look at our precip. That's a little bit different now. Okay. It's a little bit more interesting because we definitely still have a subtropical jet, but now we have a lot more precip right off the southeast coast of the USA. If you just extend that eastward, and then if you take it to the Carolinas and extend that eastward about 2 to 3 to 500 miles, there's a lot of precip in the Atlantic Ocean. So that gives me the idea we have a lot of energy to work with this winter for storms across the east. But you guys in the west won't be left out. As you can see, there's precip here. But that's only going to be our source region as it gets amplified and becomes almost by the 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 term force multiplication through this Gulf subtropical jet stream, because you're going to see the source region be amplified as it heads over the Gulf states, which means the east will technically get greater MJO, energetic precipitable activity, whether it be rain or snow. It'll be snow, I think, mostly in the eastern half of the USA. But again, we got to think the west, because that's providing for the east. The trough where it is not a bad location because of its precip and the temps which it supports. Okay, so let's take a look at, okay, why don't we look at fall? Let's take a look at September, November. We're not going to do spring. We're not going to distaste our palates looking at spring when we're hungry for winter and Christmas season weather here. All right, so here's September, November precip. Nothing too significant about that. Surface air temperature anomalies for fall look like this. Wow. Yikes. That's a hot fall. Good news, we have a cold winter, though. Precip for fall. Oh, we did that. Let's do a surface of the ocean temperatures. And this makes sense because we don't have that distinction of Emoticai, and there's a bunch of other factors like a lot of warmer waters in the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean. So that's your Jamstec forecast. We will look at the F23D VAR model to see what it has to input for this package. Let's take a look at December and February. Let's see, do we have, okay, here we go. So here's the F23D VAR model. And we're going to take a look at our 2-meter air temperature anomalies for this model. And again, it's cold. So how many models are predicting cold? Well, I gave you 4 yesterday. We can add the newest run to the Jamstec is our 5th today model. And then we can add the F23D VAR models are 6. 6 out of 6 models predicting a cold winter. Who's still on the fence of a warm winter? I'd like you to comment and tell me why you think it will be a warm winter. I'm genuinely interested in your input. I am genuinely interested in your input. And what do you know? We have more favor of the weather gods. We have Joey Bastardi from Weatherbelt releasing his winter outlook, and I love it. I love his outlooks. Okay, so November to March. This is his forecast, and obviously it's pretty common sense if you look at it and think about it. The blue is cold, the warm is orange. So he's predicting cold for these southern states, warm for the north. Here's this analog package. Winter snowfall forecast. Again, cold. I'm sorry, where it's blue, you get very snowy, especially in Texas. And then you get his drier conditions of snow, at least in the Northeast, where it's red. I'm sorry, yeah, red and orange. And then he goes city by city. I want to take a look at Cleveland. Oh man, he's giving us a 70% chance of our normal snowfall. Oh, that's unfortunate. Go to Nashville, you get a 135% chance of above of your typical snowfall that is. And let's take a look at the bang busters here. Lubbock, wherever that is. I believe that's got to be in this area here in either New Mexico or Texas. 150%. He has it at 250%. Again, I don't agree with this forecast, but hey, Joe is a good meteorologist. I give him due honor and respect for his work in the field. And then he has a bunch of other information for weather nerds like you and I, which we're not going to get too much into because it strays from the main point topic of relevance for this video. But again, he has the CFS here. Stuff we've went over plenty of times, so I'm not going to get too much into